So we are going live in 2, 3, 1, and it's going to go live now. So we just get into action and then, hi guys. So,
Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
Thank you very much for joining us once again on Let's Talk Film. It's another session with some great crew guys and experts in the African cinema. We are trying to look at how best we can, dialogue amidst ourselves and bring some resolutions to some of the challenges we all face in our various industries in our various regions. And so thank you for joining us on Facebook. So I'm just going to quickly get my panelists to introduce themselves. So they're looking at a very, very interesting topic. When I was growing up, I grew up watching some very, very, very horrible films, which had some very, very horrible special effects. I remember growing up watching some witchcraft movies with some, some blood on their, I don't know what it was, but it was so horrible. And over the years, getting into the film industry, I have read a lot of reports and how much of a laughing stock the African cinema has become because of bad XFS. And it was not up until some years back when we started seeing a new crop of special effects artists who, began changing the game, bringing in, new stuff. And all of a sudden, there's a new wave, there's a new era for special effects in Africa. And I happen to have some of the amazing people behind some of these amazing works. And so I'm very excited today to be talking to them, to know what really happened and what really caused the transition and how we got here today. So I would start with you, Grace. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. I hope you guys are enjoying your lockdown in Kenya.
It is what it is. There's nothing else we can do. Just have to wait.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Great. So just briefly tell us who you are, some of the stuff that you've done and projects that you've been privileged to work on.
My name is Murema. I am the founder of Gryc FX Studio. So basically I teach special effects makeup in Kenya. It's the only school in Kenya that teaches special effects makeup. Some of the works that I've done, Disconnect, 40 Sticks, 27 Guns, Gamer Kesifiwa, like the list is endless. We did Black Panther, but then it was more of a commissioned work for when it was premiering in London. So one of the photographers the one that I worked with was commissioned to create an art piece for the premiere of Black Panther in London. So that was a good experience. Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. So I would come back to you because you've had the experience of working on some of Kenyan's amazing works, including television projects and stuff. Nathaniel from Ghana, my very own. Talk to me. How are you doing, bro?
All right. My name is Nathaniel. I'm a Uga, and my brand name is Kruz, and I'm using Nathaniel Kruz on Facebook. Okay, I am a Ghanaian-based special effect makeup artist and an artistic director and a miniature creator, but more into the special effect thing. So, and I also had a chance to work on few movies and music videos and commercials and all that. So, yeah, basically that's it.
Nathaniel is being very, very, very humble and very gentle. So I know Nathaniel has worked with some of the biggest artists here in Ghana. He recently did a work for Stonebwoy, one of my favorite artists, and that was some crazy SF special effects. Amazing works. So yeah, thank you for being amazing, bro.
Okay.
Carina, how are you doing? Lovely.
I'm pretty good, thanks. So,
Great. So go on. Tell us about yourself.
okay, my name is Carina Ojoko. I'm a film makeup artist and also a special effects makeup artist. So I am more focused on film, TV, commercials, art, all of those things, regardless whether there's special effects or not. But I'm still one of the most recognized special effects makeup artists in Nigeria. And then I've, done a couple of films, done like MTV Sugar, some Sugar Rush, Elevator Baby. Some of these are on Netflix, I think. And well, I head makeup departments whenever I work. So I'm like in charge of the entire makeup department, special effects, makeup in general. So yeah, I'm pretty cool work.
Yeah, Karina, you look so young. I won't ask you your age because that will be ungentle of me. Um, but you look very young for the kind of crafts that you practice. Are you that young, or you have a baby face and with a very stern woman within?
I don't know what you mean by that young. Young is relative. Depends on, people will be 40 and still tell you they are young. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
old. I'm a young girl.
Doing such amazing stuff, and that is what fascinates me about your work. Getting time to go through some of the things that you've done. I know it has made you proud, and probably your parents proud. So with that, let's just start with you, Carina. Just tell us about how did you get into special effects? Because I hardly would meet any film creative or somebody who wants to come into the film industry who says, I want to do special effects. It's something that I'm passionate about, it's something that I want to do,
Yeah.
like the way I would meet people who want to become directors, producers, actors, and stuff. I do not meet people who want to become special effects. It's not normal. How did you find yourself in this craft?
Well, I knew right from time that I was not about the 9 to 5 life. So I had to think and think fast, like what do I want to do when I get out of the university and all of that. So I wanted to be in the entertainment industry, but then everywhere seemed so saturated, and there's like a whole lot of people in every department or in every sector. But then it just kind of like came to me. Actually, it came to me. I did a couple of researches on special effect, and that was it for me. I just kind of fell in love with the art, and ever since then, I've just been taking it one step at a time.
Okay, so I muted myself. Amazing. So how long has it been? How long has it been since you started doing special effects?
It's been 4 years, give or take 4 years. Yeah.
Wow, amazing,
Yeah.
amazing, great. Nathaniel, let me come to you. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Great.
Can you
So
hear
I
me?
got to see some of you. Yeah, I can. So that is when I began seeing your works. I know you've been doing this thing for a while. Just tell me about your journey. How did you get into this, and what has been the journey so far?
Okay. Basically, I started this whole thing when I was in SHS, and in our drama club, where the club actually collapsed. But when I got to my final year, I actually gathered few colleagues, and then we tried raising the club back. And I started doing this whole makeup thing, trying to take pictures for the school magazine. And so I was so much into entertainment right from SHS. I used to be part of the Entercom entertainment committee, and when after school I had the interest of being an actor, so I decided to join the movie industry. Followed few productions, and we went on sets. But I felt there was this thing lacking in the film industry, which is the special effect. Because I once went on a production, and then I saw this guy doing this special effect, and it was so not looking real, despite the fact that I've not done it before. But I felt it was so not looking real. So I was like, there was something lacking in the industry. After my few research I did, so I was like, okay, let me try take up the mantle. So I went to a media school in Ghana here, that's GH Media School, to pursue my acting. All right, but along the line, I ended up developing interest in the makeup side due to what I saw before on set. So I decided to take the mantle, push it through, Charlie. So basically, that has been my journey. It has not been easy. Like Carina said, I'm also 4 years in this whole thing. It's not been easy, trust me.
I know, right? It's crazy, especially in the African cinema where we are still lacking a lot of structures, and we are still trying to figure out how to put those structures together. It is crazy. Grace, you have somewhat not had a smooth journey. I don't know, but you run a school in that teaches. I mean, on YouTube, that teaches special effects. That is huge.
Yeah.
That is huge because I'm yet to see. Kruz, do we have one of those in Ghana? Because I know GH Media. Do they teach like special effects?
Yeah, they do teach, but not really into details. It's a media school, so they do teach other stuff. So
yeah.
we don't really have a specific school. Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes your case very special. And I want to know, how did it happen for you? And how did you end up, establishing a whole school just for special effect?
First of all, my journey began straight after, I won't say after high school, because I went to beauty school. I did the whole beauty package, and then I dropped everything. I stuck to makeup. But then it got to a point where if you're looking for a job, they ask you, what's so special about you? Like, why should we give you a job and not so and so? I couldn't come up with anything. So I had to look for something else to boost my makeup skills. So I looked for schools in Kenya, none. So I had to go all the way till South Africa to study. That was 1 year, about a year. And then I came back, not launch my career here. It's been 3 years. I felt I had to open a school because I had so many people asking me in my DMs if I teach. And I kept on saying, no, I don't teach, no, I don't teach. But then now I realize there's a gap in the industry and people want to learn, but they just don't have the money. Not everyone can afford to fly out to study. So that's why I decided to start my own school. And so far, so good. The response is a bit slow, but I am hopeful. Yes.
So what is life like for, I know Kenyan is a very fast growing film industry. What is it like being a special makeup artist, a special effects makeup artist in Kenya, with the industry now burdened and not so many jobs? How do you do it? How is it like being a makeup artist there?
Jobs are there. The problem is now the pay. People don't want to pay. I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but they want a good job done. but they don't want to pay. You'll give them a quotation and they want to negotiate. And I'm like, first of all, the products are not locally available. I have to ship them in. So no. So the jobs are there, but working here is a bit challenging just because of what people perceive makeup artists to be. I think like the hair department, the makeup department, the wardrobe, we're looked down upon in the film industry. They think it's work for people who didn't do well in school for some very weird reason. So they don't feel like we need to be paid what we're supposed to be paid. I don't know if it's just Kenya or it's everywhere, but that's the situation here. So it's a bit difficult working as a special effects artist.
I think Kruz and Carina as well would also back you on that. When it comes to, like you rightly said, Grace, when it comes to the hair, makeup, props, all of those, the smaller parts of the whole production are really much looked down upon. It's either you're a director, a producer, or an actor or something, then, hey, everybody wants to now give you that reverence. But then you the guys that makes the magic really, really happen, most often looked down upon. And so, firstly, I want to ask this question. So I will start with Carina. So Carina, for one to be a special makeup artist, what are some of the qualities or what are some of the skill sets one should possess? Because I heard Grace talk about she went through the whole cycle of the beauty thing, going to makeup school and all of those stuff, but then she had to go to South Africa to better herself and learn the trade. What skill sets, in your own opinion, do you think an SFX artist should possess?
Well, I mean, special effects is a skill on itself, so you just have to have the zeal and the passion to actually pull through, because like Grace said, it's not ever going to be easy, because people are not yet like very accepting of the art and what it entails in general. So you have to be very, very sure that this is what you want to do, and you have to be very passionate about it. Let your passion drive you, because if you don't have the passion, you might not exactly learn. You don't necessarily, like me, I didn't school anywhere. Well, I went to school of YouTube and researches, but I didn't necessarily go to any film school or any of those. I only had my passion driving me, and I wanted to learn more. So I did my researches, and I go on YouTube, I watch videos, and then I, create. So people would still go to film school and still not learn anything. So if you don't have that passion, if you don't have that zeal to actually want to learn and pull through, doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to learn it. You're not going to be as good as you should be if you had your passion behind you. So I would say just be passionate about this, because it's not going to be easy. If not, you probably fail. So
very true. Nat, what is your opinion? She's spoken about zeal, which is very, very critical. I think is one of the things, because looking at what you guys do, sometimes I see so much blood, I see so much, so much horror and stuff. Is that what you guys are all about? And what skill sets or what personal, whether professional or personal skill sets one must possess to be able to venture into like a craft like what you guys do?
Okay, to be a good special effect makeup artist, you need to be artistically inclined. And if you are born an artist, it's like a plus to you. Or if you did a visual art or something, it's actually like a plus to you. To me, I was a general art student. I never stepped foot in a visual art class before. But then, when it comes to special effect, there are so many sections. We have the part where you would have to mold, you would have to sculpt and all that. So if you do visual art, or if you're artistically inclined, it's like a plus to you, because all these things, it's kind of easy for you than someone who don't actually have any knowledge at all. You understand? So with people who don't have this thing, as Carina said, you need to be passion driven. You understand? If you don't have the passion, trust me, you will lose interest on the way, because there are so many things in there you would have to know. You would have to know a lot about the human anatomy. You would have to know a lot about, you see, you are dealing with the human body. Do you get it? So you really have to learn a lot. So if you're not passion driven, trust me, you will lose interest on the way, along the line. And there is this thing, special effect actually moves with film. So if you want to be a good special effect makeup artist, you need to learn a whole lot. As in, there is this thing in Africa that we are suffering from, the special effect artists. They feel, because I am a special effect makeup artist, I just have to learn what is special effect. But then you should know your work is coming in collaboration with other works, like let's say a sound personnel, camera personnel. So you need to learn a whole lot, as in what angles your effects are going, because it's not all angles that special effects look good on screen. You get me? So if you're not passion driven to learn all these things, which is actually going to help you be a very good special effect artist, then along the line you're going to flop. You will lose interest completely. Trust me.
Yeah, I see, Grace. Thank you, Nat. I see a lot of science. I see a lot of physics. I see a lot of chemistry. Like, how do you guys do it? Like, because the reason why I'm asking what skill sets one would need to possess, because when I look at what you guys like, you know, when I took time to look at your Instagram pages and what you guys have done, it's a whole science and art that is happening there. And I remember, Kruz, I saw you did something, you know, like a pipe, something where blood was coming out, but we didn't know where the blood was from and stuff like that. Grace,
Yes.
what skill sets, you also being a lecturer as well, what skill sets would you say a very good effects artist should possess?
Creativity. Like at the end of the day, you have to be creative. I can, as much as I'm recreating someone else's wound or whatever it is they've done, I still have to be able to go back to the drawing board, come up with a concept that is mine and create, instead of just copy pasting. Because I think that's the problem also we have, the whole copy pasting thing. People don't think, you just wait for someone else to do it for you, and then you just come and recreate and say, oh, I recreated so and so's look. So I feel like it's more about just being, like you can't teach someone how to be creative. Even if you go to school, it's not possible to teach someone how to be creative. It's either you have it or you don't. So that's the major thing that I'll say you need to have as a special effects artist.
So when we were speaking earlier, Grace, I think Grace,
Yes.
and then Carina retweeted something about, you know, the other part of the film production cycle not really acknowledging the work and efforts of the special makeup artist's role. How difficult and how hard it is. Has the African film industry, has the African cinema really come to understand the specific role and the importance of special effects makeup artists? Do we still understand, or we are still in a process of understanding? And have productions come to us? Because I have seen some sets that just would ask the regular makeup artist person just, you know, do some blood or use some laser or something to create some blood effect or you know, and it ends up pretty bad. And this is a job of a special effect makeup artist. Do we understand the role of you guys in the industry? Let's talk about Kenya, Grace.
People usually do that to cut on costs because they don't want to pay for a makeup artist and a special effects artist. But now that what happens is after they shoot, when it's time to edit, there's so many mistakes they have to repeat it. No, they have to call me. So you should have just called me from the beginning to avoid all this, back and forth. But I don't know. I don't know if people are still accepting special effects as an art. Slowly, I'm just trying to trust the process, because it's still very difficult to convince people. The good thing is, if your work is good, it speaks for itself. So people will look for you. You don't have to look for people just because of your work. So we're still, as Africa, we still have a long way to go in terms of accepting special effects as an art, because you can't get like a normal makeup artist and ask them to age someone. They don't even know where to begin. They start using foundation to age it, and then it just looks ridiculous, and then they have to reshoot the whole thing. I don't know. It's difficult,
Yeah.
but I'm hoping with due time it will be a bit more accepting. Yeah.
I rightly think so. Carina, help me understand what I know that it's very clear, but I think we need to make it clearer. What is the clear distinction between your regular makeup artist on set and then a special effects makeup artist on set? And why is it important? So that at least these filmmakers will begin to understand that no matter what the budget I'm using, if I'm doing anything that requires this, I need to get you guys. What is that difference? And why should people begin to use special effects people?
Okay, I'll first of all state that Africans don't use film makeup artists. There is a very fat difference between the film makeup artist and a makeup artist, maybe a bridal makeup artist or somebody from of Instagram. They are not the same thing. But people don't like productions. I'll say for my country, Nigerians, they don't understand that it's not the same process. Yes, it will probably look the same at the end of the day, but it's not the same thing that I'm doing. So if there is a film makeup artist on set, they would definitely know that, okay, I'm not a special effects person. I don't have any special effects quality at all or skill in my blood. So I can obviously not do this. I don't know. In my country, we do pre-productions. So like Grace said, most people do it to cut costs, right? And they end up still calling back a special effects makeup artist to do the entire thing all over again, because probably the makeup artist on set doesn't know anything about it, but then they probably just just put it there. Just do. It's not just to do blood. Just put it there. So most people do it just to cut costs, but most productions I work on, because I'm a film makeup artist and I'm also a special effects makeup artist, they hire me because I'm like two in one. And I have like a whole team, right? I have beauty makeup artists, I have hairstylists, I have people around me. So it's like an entire package. So they hire me because they know if they have special effects, I have them covered. So in my own place, I think people are they understand that a lot more now. So they don't make that mistake as much as they used to. I will talk about where I am. So they don't make that mistake as much as they used to, because there are a lot more special effects now, and I think they understand it, how the whole special effect things works, and why you need special effects people. Because if a regular film makeup artist that doesn't have any skill of special effect wouldn't know how to age someone, wouldn't know how to do a gunshot practical effect, probably wouldn't know how to do anything that has to do with special effects. So, and if you need all these things, especially on close-ups, or it's like serving a major purpose in the film, you would need a special effects makeup artist, because I mean, a regular artist wouldn't be able to give you that same effect. So, from where we are, I think more people understand that special effects people are needed for so and so scene. So we need to call the special effects person to do this and do that. So that's it from where I am.
Great. Thank you. Nigeria is a fast. Nigeria is the leading, I can say now, on the same line with South Africa. And so with even Netflix and stuff in town, I think Nigerians are upping their game. And so it's good news for just not Nigeria alone, but for all of us as an African cinema. But Nathaniel, when back in the days when I watch a film and then there's an aging, whatever in the effects in the, they will say go and bring powder, they put some here, put some there, and then dump some on the chin, and then the man is old. Is that what we are still doing here in Ghana? Is that what we are still doing here in Ghana?
Okay, Carina and Grace actually said almost everything, because this I felt that is running through almost all the African countries, because we actually don't have these products available, and usually these products sometimes it might be very affordable online, but shopping them and them reaching you, it's a whole lot of cost. Do you get it? So producers actually don't want to release funds, and they tend to get someone who can do it very cheap, and they can get what they want. And at the long run, it's still not going to come out perfect with what you are saying. They want to get someone who is going to be who can do it with very cheaper stuffs. Do you get me? So it's now that we are also trying to do our best to create that realistic look, the wrinkles and all that, without using those powders. But doing that also, if you don't get the materials, you can't do it. Trust me, you can do it. So this thing, actually, it's all about producers understanding the fact that special effect is something major that they have to pay attention to. Because special effect is not just anything we have to joke with. We are actually more artistically inclined because we tend to visualize things more than. Do you get my point? So as Carina said, yes, if you want to take a beauty makeup artist to set a production, and instead of contacting a special effect makeup artist, you feel okay, let's just use powder, let's just use what not to just create that old age, which is not accepted. Do you get me? And also, beauty makeup outside is different from makeup on screen, and special effect, everything on screen is way different, because when you're doing a film, we have what we call a breakdown, which every department does. So the moment a normal beauty makeup artist from nowhere don't even know a scene number, or doesn't even know, okay, we are shooting out of sequence, we are not shooting in sequence, out of sequence, maybe we are shooting scene 5 before we come and shoot scene 1, and probably the person in scene 1 actually had a beauty makeup from town, and scene 5 she's in the room in the evening. You could see there will be a difference. The makeup might be fresh in scene 1, and in scene 5 it would be wearing off, or it wouldn't be that fresh. But then a beauty makeup doesn't know that, so she just come to do, because she said she was ordered to do makeup. She does the makeup, and you see there'll be difference. Some people even do makeup on bed. You could see early in the morning seeing someone wake up with makeup on. All those details are gone. They don't understand film. You get the whole point. So like, we are trying our best to clear all those fake stuff we used to see in our films those days, but then it's still not coming because we don't have access to the materials and the payments we are supposed to get to do all those. Trust me, someone invested his time. Like Grace said, she had to fly all over to South Africa to go and learn. Look at the money she had to spend. And you call Grace, or you call me, you call Carina, you call any makeup artist on set, and you expect the person, you just say, what they usually say is, this is just a gunshot, just come and do a gunshot for me. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. Someone has invested into this career, so this is how best the person can rip. So you don't say the person should just come and do. It is not just. You don't know the number of time the person has wasted in creating that idea overnight, or like in months. We have crazier works, creating monsters and all that. It has to take you like a month to go through that, and it's not just. So we need that, those releasing of funds and
stuff. This actually leads me into my next question. which are Grace.
Yes.
Listening to you guys with the efforts that you put in, because your works are, like I said, it's a full science course. I see you people doing intestines, leg cut off stuff. Sometimes I do wonder, quickly, how do you guys cut people's legs off? How is it possible? Where does the other part go?
It's a whole process. Let me just tell you. That's why even when someone asks for a chopped off hand, and I'm like, do you know how long it will take me to do that? And then you want to pay me ridiculous amount of money. Like, it's so much work just to get to the final results. And to be honest, I feel like producers are the ones who are failing us. I don't know about Nigeria or Ghana, but in Kenya, producers are the ones, because they are the ones who have, I feel, maybe the power to say, okay, makeup artists deserve this much, or special effects artists deserve this much, but they're given money for makeup, and then they decide to give you 30% of that money, and then they eat the 70% of that money. It's what they do here in Nairobi, in Kenya. That's what they do here. So we're actually in a current fight with producers here in Kenya, to be honest, in the film industry. Like, we're really tired of them at this point. It's going to be a revolution, maybe, but we're really tired of them. We're really tired of them because, for me, I just recently started my product line for special effects, just a few things. But then now everything else you have to buy online. Lucky for us, it's not as expensive to ship in things into Kenya. So that part is not that difficult. But then the products are still not locally available. You have to wait for 3 weeks to get them. You have to consider. And then for me, even when I'm charging, I don't just charge for the products. I'm charging for my time. I'm charging for my experience, my patience, because people can test your patience also. So I'm charging for all those things. It's not just the products, it's a lot. Yeah, thank you.
Carina is again you on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the point here I'm trying to come across, and because it's like the whole industry, like the African sphere, like we all almost have the similar problems, and it comes to the point that producers do not put a lot of priority on these things, that these creative aspects of the film production cycle. And so most of our film suffers. And I like something that Carina said very much, where she spoke about the fact that, and I think Kruz also did mention it, and Gryc as well also highlighted it, where she spoke about, when a camera is going in on close-ups, from what angle is it taking it from, and how good would it look like? How, and you guys have to recreate all the hands and stuff, right? Everything has to be created.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
you can buy it from the supermarket.
I know, right?
It's not that simple.
I know, right? So let me ask: Is this craft financially rewarding? And how do you guys survive being special effects makeup artists in Africa? How do you guys do it? Is it financially rewarding? I think Carina. I think Carina would go, and then Kruz, and then Gryc will end that one for me.
I think here in Nigeria it's more of how experienced are you versus how much they want to pay you. Because I can, the cost of my production could be like maybe 100,000, but I might be asking for a payment of maybe 400,000. So them paying you that is based on who are you and how long have we known you, how long have you been in this industry, have you paid your dues per se, all of that. So I think on the long run, obviously what I'm earning now is not what I was earning like 2 years back, or obviously. So as you keep growing, so does your money keep growing with
Right.
you. And for me, like as I'm doing both, film makeup artist and also being a special effects makeup artist, most of the time I'm like doing both together. So, it's like a plus, it's like a plus for me. And like Grace said initially, what makes you different from other makeup artists, right? What is so special about you? So I started with special effects. I found out that, I can't always just wait on a script that has special effects. So I had to also tap into the beauty aspect of filmmaking, right? So I went ahead and I learned how to do beauty makeup for film makeup. So that helps me when there's a script and there's like special effects involved. They already know, oh, if we call Carina does special effects very well, and she can also head the department. So why not call her so she's in charge of the entire makeup department, including special effects? So that is like plus as well for me. I mean, I would even encourage that if anyone can get into that, because I read up on people on, like in every department, there's always a hierarchy. So whoever makeup supposed to be special effects inclined, beauty inclined, like you should be the whole package. But people don't really know about all these things because they think makeup, but yeah, we bring this makeup artist there, she can do makeup, we bring her, then when I'm no, because the head of makeup is supposed to design every part of the makeup down to special effects. Then the special effects department, there's a special effects department or a person, special effects person, can then run his or her ideas on how to pull it off with the head of department so that they can all be in alignment. But when there's a production meeting, the special effects makeup artist probably doesn't have to go because the head of department is already, special effects inclined. So he or she can answer any questions that is being related to special effects, makeup in general. So yeah, if anybody can get into being a film makeup artist and also being a special effects makeup artist, it is way, way, way more rewarding as time grows than just being a special effects makeup artist, because again, we're still in Africa and we're growing, so it will still take a little bit of time to still, for us to catch up with Hollywood and all of that. But just so that you are financially buoyant and all of that, you can also add being a film makeup artist, because quite frankly, we don't have film makeup artists, we just have makeup artists. So if you can add that to your resume with being a special effects makeup artist, yeah, that will really look good financially for you. So yeah.
Great. I think that means like, doing extra stuff, so that you're always, getting jobs and stuff. Cross, do you also do film makeup, or you do just specifically SFX?
Oh no, I do film makeup. As Carina said, with this field, if you're doing special effects, that's what I'm saying. We have more sight, like we actually see things clearer than someone who is just doing beauty makeup. Because with special effects, before you can do good special effect, you need to have basic knowledge in beauty makeup and editorial makeup and all those. Because from being a normal special effect makeup artist, you might love to grow to be a special effect, or you might love to grow to be a makeup designer. Do you get the whole point? So here lies the case. You are designing from beauty makeup down to, I do beauty makeup myself. You understand? But here lies the case. Another thing I feel Africans should also do, not disputing the fact what Carina said, we should get branding. You should brand yourself. Brand yourself. If you really want to make money, brand yourself in a way that when someone sees you, the person looks at your CV, the person looks at your portfolio, the person gets to see your page and all that. The person's like, wow, this guy really deserves some, you understand? So sometimes it's not really about you let your work speak. Grace said that earlier, and I really loved it. Let your work speak for you. You don't really have to be doing it all the time. So when you always present yourself well, your work is actually going to. So when you brand yourself, so here lies the case. I feel there is this loose hole in our industry, which is the special effect. So I have someone who in my team who does beauty makeup. So when the job comes, because I am solely wanting to learn more into the special effect to create that look, that realistic look we've always been dreaming of. I have someone in my team who does the beauty makeup, but then I can do it myself. So she does that. So as Carina said, learning the two, you're a makeup artist, it's not bad. But then to brand yourself is another point. I feel you can make money in African industry. Yeah.
Amazing stuff. So, Grace,
Yes.
with Kenyan, are you guys making some money? Are are you rocking in some paper? And how are you surviving as a special effects makeup artist in Kenya?
Money is there. It just depends with who you're working with, because like Carina said, it depends with your experience and your quality of work. For me personally, if someone calls me, I get a lot of my jobs from Instagram. So if someone calls me for a job, that means they've seen my Instagram, they've seen what I can do, what I can offer. So even when I quote, I'm confident quoting, knowing that my work is good. And that's how much I need to be paid, because I've turned down so many jobs because of how much they want to pay me, like a lot of them. And setting a standard for yourself is very important, because if you start charging low, they'll start considering you as that girl who charges 1, 2, 3. So, and you won't be able to move from that point. So you have to say, for me, I believe setting standards for yourself, your work, what you expect from them, because they expect something good from you. So in return, you should also have like a list of things, like if you want 50% before you start, or 40% before you start the job, and then have like a standard rate. Don't tell this one this and then tell that one that. Just have like a standard rate where they know this is how much Grace charges. Like for me in Kenya, unfortunately or fortunately, I am considered the most expensive makeup artist, special effects artist. So before people call me, they actually have a budget. And there are those who call me, they don't have, I can compromise. It depends with also what I'm getting. Because if there's this thing where people like paying you with exposure, I don't know where, why. That is, I used to do that in the beginning of my career, but then now I don't want to be exposed. I feel like I'm exposed enough, and I'm not trying to be cocky or anything. But the fact that you look for me and you found me, that means you've heard about me. So I'm exposed. So I don't want to be exposed anymore. So it's just about setting standards for yourself. The money is there. There are some jobs where, especially movies, I feel, have money, as opposed to maybe ads and other short films and whatnot. So it depends with how much work is needed there, how much product is needed there. You can actually make really good money in special effects. I've made really good money. Let me speak for myself. I have made very good money in special effects makeup. Yeah.
That is amazing to hear. I am the PRO for the Film Crew Association of Ghana, which is the nationally recognized film association in Ghana here. One of the recognized film associations. And one of the biggest challenges we are trying to deal with is how we can begin to really get crew members to begin to enjoy the fruit of their labor, because it looks like the crew does a lot of the work and very little of the cake. And so, when actors are meeting, you see a whole lot of cars parked at their meeting grounds and stuff. When crew members are meeting, most of them are working or counting taxis and stuff. And so it is our vision that we make sure that the crew members begin to, enjoy the fruit of their labor. We do most of the work. We are the power behind the scenes. We make things happen. And so we must begin to enjoy that fruit. And I'm very much glad that, you guys are saying the very great things, doing multiple stuff, like Gryc said, branding yourself, like Nat said, and also setting the standard, just as Gryc said. With these things, we are bound to win. So let me just take some comments from Facebook. Thank you guys for watching, everyone watching us from Facebook. We really appreciate your time with us, listening to us. Serena says, beautiful discussion. It's really nice listening to you folks. Benjamin said, great. Aram says, Evan, it says, it's actually the directors and the writers, they have to fight for the effects on set, not just powder on the face or clay in the hair for old age. He also says that it's everywhere. Producers are failing the. Producers are failing. Aram, I can't see your stuff. Producers are failing the industry on makeup and special effects, like Gryc is saying. I think people are agreeing to the discussions that we are having here, and it's very important we do have these discussions so we begin to know what is that thing that is really bothering us as an industry and how we can best solve it. So I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper and ask this question. So personally, in your various regions, what are the key challenges you think you are being faced with in the industry in Nigeria, in Kenya, and in Ghana? What is that challenge that you're being faced with? And what do you think needs to be done to begin to rectify some of these challenges that is not so much supporting the crafts you guys are practicing? Gryc, I want to start with Kenya, and I want to hear what Kenya has.
The first key challenge is product availability. That's a very huge problem because people are using tomato sauce as blood. That's very sad. You can actually make your own blood.
They are using tomatoes.
Tomato sauce, yes. Making blood is very easy. It's very cheap because they don't have products. So if they assume it's red, it looks like blood, it's thick. So let me just use ketchup. But that's not nice. People need to stop doing that. People using gum to create wounds because the products are not available. The other challenge is the pay. People are not willing to pay for what you're supposed to be, what your worth is. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the industry, we still have that problem of pay. Like you will fight, a producer will call you and tell you about a project, and then when it's time now to talk about your quotation, it's a fight, it's exhausting. So those are the two main things that I'll say. And then also another challenge I feel is even the writers are not pushing it in terms of the script. You'll find like a cut here, a wound there, old age, like they're not going that extra mile to just come up with something that will actually challenge us. And that's why I feel like we have a very long way to go in terms of getting to the Hollywood standard of special effects, because we're not making monsters, we're not making, creatures. All we're doing is blood work. All we're doing is cuts and wounds and bullet wounds. Like it's tiring and it's exhausting. Yeah.
You've mentioned something great, and that is very dear to my heart, because I was going to ask that, Hollywood, even like the scripts, I see a lot of script writers holding back, and not going all out creatively to, write exactly what they're imagining, because they feel maybe the person who can do this kind of thing is not available. Or if I go out so extravagant to write, alien scenes, to write, that wild scenes, people are not available to do that. Is it, Nathaniel, is that a reason? And what are some of the challenges that we have been faced here in Ghana, especially in your department?
Okay, we what you said, it's also a factor that the script writers tend to get scared when they're writing because they don't get the right people to do the whole thing. And when it happens like that, their scripts tend to be locked in a room. And also, when they are writing, here in Ghana, let me say, we don't really have investors, executive producers to really produce very strong scripts. Like Grace said, if we should give us the challenge, fine. A script writer goes the extra mile to write a very dope script, a script with a whole lot in there, but then it's going to be budget. So now we don't have investors to produce that script. He is also relaxed. He can't write a script like that. So the thing is, it's a whole collaborative thing. We need to get everybody on board, not just our departments. We feel people should really understand film. That's my point. Because we don't understand film, we are facing all these things, right from executive producer down to production assistant. We all need to go the extra mile to learn a lot, because when we are doing a film, we have what we call the pre-production stage, where a whole lot is actually supposed to go in there. Let's say, for example, head of each department need to be seated, and then we do a whole pre-production. We visualize the whole script together. So in all those pre-production stage, a lot needs to go in there, because I'm not going to leave my job and come and sit like a whole month, do pre-production and not get anything into my pocket. So I wouldn't do that. So because we don't do all these things, we turn out not to get good films. You understand? And all comes back to producers or investors not investing into this kind of thing. We don't have people who are really ready to invest. You understand? So investment here is another factor we'll look at. So basically that's my side. Grace has almost said everything. So this is another aspect I'm taking it from.
Okay, thank you, bro. Carina, in Nigeria, you guys are bigger than Ghana and Kenya, but quite recently I've seen some some amazing stuff you guys are doing, but I still know that there are some challenges you guys are still facing. So what are those challenges? And I would say that now Nigerian script writers are now going all out a bit. I can see the edge, to write more and to do some. I watched Elevator Baby, and Ramsey's what's the name of Ramsey's film?
Living in Bondage.
Bondage. Yeah, some amazing push there. How is Nigeria like? What are some of the challenges, and what do you think needs to be done?
First of all, let me say I don't blame the right. Really don't think it's their fault in any way that they are not writing, or some stories, like they don't have to write vampire stories or Western stories like aliens and stuff like that. It's not something that that actually happens in Africa, to be exact. So I don't really think they have to write stories like that. I mean, they can if they want to, but it's just in Nigeria. It's something people probably would not relate to coming from a Nigerian person. But if it's like a Hollywood film, they'll be like, oh yeah, sure. All those things happen in their side. So yeah, we get it. But writing that there was an alien invasion in Nigeria is fact. People will be like, okay. So I think a problem, yeah, like when did alien come here and why is alien coming here? So I think something I would like to point out is the actors. It's very difficult when actors don't understand that you need to do special effects on them, and that you don't need to like be jumping around after this makeup is done. It's really frustrating because I would take hours to create something, and then my actor is nonchalant or doesn't really care about all the efforts that I put in, and before 3 minutes they've ruined the makeup. Maybe because they are talking so much, or they're just moving around a lot. Because a lot of people think special effects is magic. I'm not sure how they go to that part or how they came about that conclusion, but they put it there, it's supposed to stay there forever. No, it cannot stay there forever. It's not part of your body. I glued it to your body and it moves. It can break off. It's bond. If you move around so much, it will start to. So, but people don't really understand this thing, especially the actors, obviously, because they're the ones that we're doing this makeup on. So even when you still plead, ma, sir, please, I'm doing this thing on your hand. Can you please stay one place, just for a couple of hours, a couple of minutes? Okay. 2 seconds later, I'm going to my car. They will not go and sit down in their car, then they will probably destroy the makeup before they shoot and probably spend hours on it. It's a really big problem because budgets, we might not have the resources to alter it. And for someone like me that likes my job to be perfect looking, especially with camera, I would not feel okay letting you go to set with a spoiled makeup. I might have to now use my own resources, thereby losing out just to make sure that I do it all over again, so that it looks good on camera, so that I get the credit. Not that they say, "Oh, who did?" They say Carina, I say, "But it's looking good," right? I can't have that on my name. So now I'm losing resources because of an actor, right? So I think aside from every other thing, I also think the people we are doing this makeup on, I think so. Last year I had an opportunity to like go for a 1 month training in a film school. So what they did in that school was after each class, every Friday, they rotate every lecturer to every department. So on Fridays, I can have an acting coach teaching makeup, but they're teaching makeup as to regards how it affects the actor or how a makeup artist and an actor relationship, so that we can understand the actors sometimes, so that we can understand the producers sometimes, so we can understand the art directors sometimes. So I think it's very important that actors really go and take maybe like a 2 minutes online class or an hour online class and understand us as special effects makeup artists, what to do as an actor when you are on set and when you're on a chair of a makeup artist, regardless of what kind of makeup artist this is. Because they're doing makeup with someone, they're making a phone call. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to just let me do my thing, because all those interruptions will take more time, probably make the makeup not turn out the way it should be. So from every other thing, yes, we're having all that, but for me, especially when you meet a diva on set, I rest my case.
It's very true. I think you guys have highlighted some very very key points. Let me just read something from Facebook, and then we'll just continue. Okay, so all right, it's really, like I was saying, it's a really good talk, and I appreciate the talent behind the main screen of movie production. Special effect, Jonathan, hi. Say special effect artists are very patient when it comes to their work, and as she said, it's tiring and exhausting. Okay, Brenda is saying that can we also be circumspect and look at how creatively we can make the little special effect included in our stories look more believable? I think over the period of time, we have gone past, at least with a little makeup, special effects. Now they look far more better than they used to do 4 years, 5 years ago. We have a better story of it. I think I myself believe that we have crossed the bridge where, like Grace rightly said, doing the small makeups and then the cut wounds, the gunshots and stuff. We've exhausted all of those stuff. It's time to push the button a little bit up and do some, not like crazy like aliens, invasions, but even if they try to do it, aliens can invade us anyways. Aliens have not invaded Hollywood yet, they
No,
are
but
just shooting, you know.
They've been citing
Yeah,
UFO.
I know. Yeah. So I think right now there are a lot of sci-fi movies coming up. There are a lot of sci-fi movies. Africans are trying sci-fi, which is very good, and it pushes the special effect artists department a little more to, you know, be more creative, and so that is exciting. And I'm going to, you know, go into our last bit of the discussion. Now that we are here, okay, as a new generation of artists doing such amazing work and stuff, I would be hurt if we do not plan for our future and look into what the possibilities are and allow ourselves to fail the industry just like our predecessors, you know, failed us. So I ask, what is the future we hold? I know, Grace, you've started a school there, which is amazing, which is very commendable. What is the future for, you know, special film makeup artists looking 5 years, 10 years from now? Where do we want to get to? And how do you think we can get there?
The first thing is having the products available in Africa. That's why I felt I had to start my own product line, because I feel like more people are a bit more skeptical about the whole special effects industry because of, first of all, where are we getting the products? Oh, they're not in Africa. Okay, fine. That's so much work. I don't want to deal with it. So it's just, we have to make sure that the products are locally available, not only in Kenya, but also in Nigeria. Like, I should be able to call someone from Nigeria and be like, hey, do you have 1, 2, 3? And they're able to send it to me, or someone from Tanzania, you know. So the whole thing where we feel like it's only white people who can create special effects products, I feel like that's where the problem is. As Africans, we are very creative. We can also come up with our own products. We don't have to just rely on white people to do these things for us. And then in terms of making films, we also have to come up with a unique way of telling our story. It doesn't have to be, the aliens and the monsters was just like an example, but we have to come up with, like, because that's the white people's thing, like that's the American thing, aliens and zombies. So as Africans, since they like stealing our things a lot and then they say it's theirs, as Africans, what can we do to come up with movies that tell our stories? It doesn't have to be witchcrafts and whatnot all the time. We can do science fictions, but then in an African way. I don't know if I'm making sense. We can do, there's so many things we can do as Africans. I just feel we haven't tapped into it yet, and we have to tap into that. So that's where I feel like the movie industry should be in terms of special effects makeup, maybe 5 years, 3 years, 10 years to come. Yeah.
Great. I think you are doing such an amazing work, you know, and like when immediately you raised the point of the unavailability of the products, I'm like, okay, so we need to start making our own products. We need to start creating our own cosmetic lines and, you know, all of those stuff. And I believe that you've started. Carina is definitely going to, I don't know whether, Carina, do you already have your product line? You should. You've not started yet.
Like some, like I don't really know much about product, like makeup, you know, producing or things. I've never really looked into it though, but I feel like I'm still learning what's all the products and I go about. I've not fully grasped works, so I can't really can't do that. I think that out how it
But
works.
I think, you know, I think, Karina, I think right here, between the three of you, okay, between the three of you, I can foresee a partnership where you guys are, you know, producing this product and supplying it to your various countries and making it accessible to the various regions. That is a lot of money, and it will take away a lot of stress. And what more would there be when we have Africans producing their own, blood, their own, stuff. I don't know all the stuff you guys use, but you guys use a lot of stuff, So I think we need to think along those lines where, just this trio producing, coming up, even if it's what Grace is doing now, see what the partnership possibility is and spreading it out into the other regions, into Nigeria, into Ghana. Let's begin to, create our own stuff. And I think it will bring you guys a lot of money and also bring a lot of ease and access to you guys. Nathaniel, what is the way forward for Ghana film makeup artists, like Ghana special film makeup artists? What is the way forward? You are one of the people who is doing this. Are you looking to train people? Are you looking to, grow? What is the way forward? What are we looking at?
Okay, so basically, for me, my whole fight is with this whole thing. For me, I am seeing a connectivity between not only Ghanaians, but then we Ghana and our neighboring African countries. Because right now, I feel unity is actually something we really need, because since we don't have people who are spearheading our, I don't know how to put it, but then we don't have people who have firm stand to make decisions to help people coming up. I feel Carina, few people who also have the vision can come together and put things together and make things right. I had a conversation with Carina recently, and then we were talking about when we watch behind the scenes of people outside, the Americans, the Hollywood, you could see a whole lot of people, a team of special effects working on a particular character. You see, it's a collaborative work. You can't say I want to do it alone. Fine, you can. There are some parts or there are some things you can do alone. Then together as a team, it's stronger than a single person. You understand? So for me, I am seeing the whole industry, not Ghana industry as in personal, but then I'm seeing it to be like an African collaborative thing where we all come together to get something done to make Africa stand. And because when Americans are working, fine, we have people in Georgia, we have people in Alabama, we have people in all other part of America, but then when they come together, they make the United States and they are communicating, they connect. So I feel the connectivity is my vision right now, where Africans tend to connect. We, the young people, tend to connect with the people who have the same vision and the same dream. So Charlie, for me, a lot have been said. Carina said all. Grace also said a lot. She, I feel right now, is kind of ahead of us, but we still can make things together. You understand? So I also started my online class, trying to teach few people, make people create the awareness for people to get the whole, because here in Africa, people don't understand effect, not even filmmakers, the lay-minded people. But if you should look out there in the Hollywood and the America, you could see people even relate to some special effects, even though they are not filmmakers, but they relate. You could see some characters being dressed up and sent to a mall, and people tend to run away because they understand the whole thing. You get it? But here in Ghana and in other part of Africa, they don't tend to connect with the special effects. So creating awareness with Grace creating her own school. I also started my online class. I've not started creating my own product yet because I'm still learning to be that great special effect artist. So what we can do right now is create the awareness for people to get to understand that this is what we are up to. So from there, we can have a whole lot of people coming to join, wanting to learn, and then when we get the products on board, we will get there.
Great. Carina, let's talk Nigeria. Nigeria is doing amazing. But 5 years, 10 years from now, what is the vision you have, as a special makeup artist that the African cinema should be? Where do you think it should be, and what do you think we need to do to get us there?
Well, I think everybody has said everything, honestly. Grace has said it, Nathaniel has said it. We just need to get producers on board, really. Executive producers, investors, we need to get them on board, because if they're not on board, nobody's on board, because they are the ones with the money. And quite frankly, money is a big, huge, factor, like aiding the entire thing. So if our investors, or if we were able to get people that are interested in film production as a whole, right? As a whole, film production as a whole, ready to go the extra mile to make sure that, whatever we're doing is gonna come out good, and not just okay, we are going the extra mile, so let's go and bring a US director, or let's go and bring a US special effect. Yes, we want to go far, but let's go far with ourselves. Let's carry ourselves along. Not because I've seen people say, this production will be mad. But our director is a UK based director, and he's not even probably Nigerian. He's probably a white guy. There's nothing wrong with white people or anything, but we need to grow ourselves, right? And we can't grow ourselves if we keep hiring people from other continents, right? So you're not giving we the Africans or the Nigerians or the Cans or the chance to actually grow by giving us you're not giving us the opportunity to grow. You're not giving us the opportunity to show you, oh, we can actually do this, right? So I feel okay, like I'm starting a production currently, and um, um, you mentioned living in bondage with Ramsey, and we're doing another film. Um, we're starting like next week. So, and it has like a really good vibe for special effects, but then it's still our basic gunshot, this, that, and but yeah, you know. But still, I'm happy that it came to me. They didn't like go outside to like flying somebody from somewhere or anything like that. It's still okay. There's this girl. She does special effects and she can also head the department and all of that. And I'm like, yeah, this is how we all grow. This is carry us along. Some people will see me and they're like, she's too young, right? She's too young, and we are not sure she can handle it and all of that. Regardless of seeing my works, some people still feel like I'm too young to handle a set or something. I'm not sure why. Maybe because I'm tiny. So, but I still feel like I know our investors. If we can get investors, and then I think by 5-10 years, our cinema productions, African cinema, Nigerian cinema productions would be way, way more better than it is now. And me, I hopefully want to start a school. Like Grace said, there's nowhere to train, and obviously, not everybody can afford to travel out. Me, I couldn't afford to travel out, so I had to force myself to learn online. So hopefully, me too. Outside of by 5 years, before 5 years, 10 years, I should have my own school as well, where I teach special effects. So I tried the online thing, Kruz, but then I didn't really know how to go about the online special effects training, because some people are just like, and I did a survey. Actually, I did a survey asking if you would want to learn special effects online, and everybody was like, no, no.
No,
So I had,
not to cut you. My online thing, it was because of the lockdown.
COVID.
Yes, it was because of the COVID.
it
Yeah.
was still because
So
of it was still because of the that I tried the online thing, but everyone was, I did the survey for like a week. There were more no's than yes. So I was like,
yeah,
okay.
it didn't work out with me personally, but I had few people who had the interest and it worked out. It was cool. They understood and it was really convenient and yeah. So don't worry, we will do our own school soon.
So, yeah, that's
So I I'm liking the vibe, and I'm liking what we are doing here today. And I'm seeing so much possibilities. I don't know if you guys see it, but you know, I'm seeing a lot of possibilities. Now I'm thinking this, okay? I'm thinking, you know, Grace has a school in Kenya. How it is to replicate such a similar curriculum? Because Grace has done a lot of work with the curriculum, with the product. So I'm looking forward to you three talking after the show and seeing how best we can, you know, grow a partnership. I don't know why I'm saying it, but I'm seeing a very good partnership between you guys. You know, even the school, you guys can just replicate it. You don't have to start a whole, because it's the same art school anyway. So just, you know, replicate it, and just like the way you have schools elsewhere, you know, everywhere, there's a possibility that can happen here. And like Carina rightly said, it's very important that we begin to help each other grow. All right. And I am a strong believer that Africa has the possibility and is able and capable to make the African rich. Africa can make the African rich. And it will start with us beginning to empower each other and giving ourselves the opportunity to make ourselves rich. Africa has so much potential, and we need to, you know, overlook that. Lydia Gladys from Facebook is saying that, he says, hi, Percy. This is Lydia, loving the discussion, and I agree with all the points your guests are raising, especially with Carina. I experienced that with actors in Nigeria last year when I came for, okay, wait. Uh-oh. So when I came for, come on. Actually, I can't see your stuff. Last year when I came for a film production, film shoot, there is always a big difference between our local film production and international film productions. Personally, I get my special effect product from special effects stores in Nigeria and UK. Africa is rising up though, and I think definitely we will get to the Hollywood standard. Okay, great. Thank you, Lydia, for joining us. Now, Lydia is one of the executive members of the Film Crew Association here in she's one of the most revered makeup artists here in Ghana as well. She's doing extremely well. Now, let me just ask this question before I close up. Just like Lydia said, when it comes to international productions and local productions, there's a sort of like it's a different attitude altogether when it comes to those type of productions. Why is that so? Like, you know, why is that so? The level of seriousness and level of commitment we put to international jobs, do we put the same on local jobs? 1 minute for everybody, Grace.
I think professionalism is where the problem comes in. The same professionalism that is shown in terms of local films is not the same that is shown in terms of international films. People come to set late. We're told call time is at 8, people are walking in there at 10. And then there's so many delays. Like the actors, you can't find the actor, you need to do their makeup, you have to look for them everywhere. Like it's just not the same. But then if it was an international one, because the money that is being given in the international film is more than the one that's in the local film. So people tend to be more professional where there's money as opposed to where there's no money, which is really sad because we're moving behind instead of moving in front. Like we're going backwards, and instead of us trying to just maintain the same standards, we tend to switch it up depending with who it suits. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah.
Yeah, Carina, a lot of international productions, you know, come to Nigeria. The same. Do you guys, you know, attack it with the same energy?
Well, I think that.
Okay, so I'm saying that you guys have a lot of international jobs coming to Nigeria. Okay. Do you guys attach the same level of seriousness and professionalism to local productions just as international productions?
Yeah, well, I think that the people you're working with, because there is doesn't there's a local job that I would do. Obviously, all of them. Me as a person, I like to be professional all through all my jobs, so that you wouldn't ever say, "Oh, that girl, we were on the set one time and she was late." I've never been late to set anytime. Like, it's not a thing for me. I don't like lateness. But I don't think people are badly behaved here on productions. I think most times people tend to, whether it's a low budget film or not a low budget film, they tend to behave themselves and do the right thing. Everybody is their latest 8 a.m. because anything can happen, because it's super crazy traffic in Lagos. Anything could have happened. So we give it like an hour space. Most times we get lodged. If it's like a long production, we get lodged in a hotel, and lateness is never an issue or any of those things. You know, regardless whether it's an international job or not, most times most people are being professional. You know, so
Okay.
yeah.
Right. Now we are yet to do a lot of international jobs here in Ghana, but I believe the level of your seriousness, but you do attach it to every kind of topics, don't you?
Come again. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I was saying that you do attach a level of seriousness to both local and international productions, don't you?
Okay. Here in Ghana, there's one thing I always believe in production teamwork. Here in Ghana, we are mostly downgraded. We are looked like they look down upon us artists, and I feel that's something we really need to put a stop to. Because we special effect artists are so important. We the makeup artists, we create the looks of a film. So you don't expect to give us low respect and expect us to deliver or give you the respect. So I feel professionalism should really count. So for me, I'll really advise my colleagues that despite the fact that we are trying to build an industry or build a strong industry, we should also try our best to be a little professional about it when we get our terms of employment, where things, even though there's no much money, there are some things you can also do to help me if you are not paying me well. For example, you trying to promote my works, you trying to also me getting royalties on our films, because usually in Hollywood people get royalty on films. Let's say if some percentage, whatever the film goes or whatever the film makes, they tend to get some pay on it, because you're not paying me my life on the production you involved me in. So I feel we should get all these forms, so we don't tend to waste our time working on a whole lot of movies and at the end we don't make any money. Also, to add up, special effect needs visual effect after production. When we're on post-production, we need visual effects, because it's not always that the special effect has to be raw on the screen. You understand? Because we need visual effects to enhance the special effect, to make it look nice. So always our movies will look good. But the moment we don't tend to put ourselves into this kind of thing, we don't put these things into consideration, I don't think our productions will move forward. Let's try to put all this into consideration. And also let's separate, here in Ghana, I'm talking about Ghana here, let's try and separate the duties of the arts director and a special effect or a makeup artist. Here, they tend to make it sound like it's a one body. You understand? Let's try our best, because they are all, even though we all work in one department, but then it's not something embedded in one. So please let's take note about that.
Great. Guys, it's been an amazing conversation. I have learned a lot today, and I'm also envisioning a lot with the discussions we've had, and I know that there's a lot of possibilities for all of us. And the art departments, like the special effects department, if you guys are very small, but when you come together, you can do mighty stuff. And then I believe and pray that you guys can come together and do something amazing. To my class, I hope you guys are able to sleep at night. Because me, I can't sleep at night doing all of those things you guys do. I hope you guys are able to sleep at night. I sometimes think how you
like a baby. Like a baby.
Anyways, so finally, let's throw some advice out there to our people. So, Grace, I want you to just to the aspiring special effects makers, your colleagues who are already in the business, to industry stakeholders, to governments as well, policy makers. What would be your final words to them, and what would you want to say?
To aspiring and fellow artists, I would say it's hard beginning because it wasn't also easy for me. I didn't just come from school and then everything was rainbow and sunshine. No, it takes time. You have to build your brand. You have to be patient. You have to keep practicing on your craft. You can't do today and then the next time you're creating something is next month. Like you'll forget things. So you have to keep working and learn new things. For the government. They have to also support us as artists, not just special effects artists, just as creatives. Shipping in these things is just because if you ship it in bulk, it's expensive. Working here is also another, like we need to have like a union or something where we have rights for special effects makeup artists or hair department. Someone to fight for us, because I feel like it's like every man for himself and God for us all at this point. So you just have to you have to keep fighting for yourself. So the government also has to be able to create, because even in Kenya, the film industry, I think it's the government that has the last say. The ones who say what can be shown, what cannot be shown, because they've already banned what's it called, gay or homosexuality films in Kenya. So you can't show any of those things in Kenya. So it's just let them be a little bit easier on us so that we're able to create and give show our artistic sides and just create job opportunities for everyone. Yeah.
Nathaniel, your final words to your colleagues, aspiring effects guys, and policy makers. What are your final words?
Okay. So for me, I feel we really need to support one another. Let's always keep it positive. Despite the fact that you are a special effect artist and I am also a special effect artist, so you turn to hate me or something. No, we don't do that. We are creatives. You might be unique in your own way. I might be unique in my own way. Let's just try to support each other. Oh, when I do a project and it's out there, I give you my maximum support. When mine is out there, you give your support. So when it happens like that, we tend to live like families. You understand? At some point, maybe I have a production and it's more than me. I can call you over to come assist me, or I can call you, or I can recommend you to productions. So I feel that family network thing really needs to work. When it doesn't, we will still be marking time. We'll still be at one place, So for me, I feel let's try push harder in our own ways and push together as a team as well. So that's what I can say to people out there. And also with the upcomers, try your best to learn harder. always learn, research, read. You it's not everything. Probably even if you have the access to go to a school, it's not everything that will be taught in class. You would have to read outside. You have to learn on your own to broaden your mind. So that's all I have to say.
Great topic. Very nice. Carina, your last words, your colleagues, your wannabes, I won't say wannabes, aspiring, they're makers.
All right. I think for me, consistency is very important for people that want to be special effects makeup artists and actually make it in the industry. Not people that has it as a hobby. If it's a hobby, don't worry. People that actually want like impact on the special effects community in Africa. I think consistency is key, and like Grace said, time. It would take a while before everything becomes a bit smooth. It's not gonna happen overnight. So consistency, and my colleagues try and support each other, like Nathaniel said. That's right. Because it's like people are holding information that I don't understand why it's on the internet. Somebody will be holding information. How did you do? I don't know. I'm not sure. I was just doing it and it just happened. Yeah, it's not that serious. I'm very sure if I searched for it or if I put a little bit more thought, I will probably figure it out. But I don't know why we are holding information. Like, I know someone that has sworn he will hoard information for the rest. It's like he's looking for for the rest of his life. He's going to hoard his information to himself. And we Nigerian special effects makeup artists, we've accepted he's gonna be like that. So so instead we are just trying to like support ourselves. So it's fine. But I don't know why we're holding information. Let's just try and be, help each other out. It's we have to stick together. So yeah. That's it.
Amazing. Are you guys in any guilds, or are you in any of associations in the various countries? Nathaniel, are you in the film crew? I have not seen you.
Yeah. I'm in the film crew.
Yeah, let me see.
And then I also have a beauty makeup beauty business, the Ghana Makeup Board. Because of my award, I'm part of the board. So we have a group as well, beauty business, where we tend to discuss stuff in there. So.
Grace, do you guys have any of those guilds running?
We don't have any in terms of makeup in Kenya. So, like I said, it's every man for himself and God for us. So, yeah.
Are you you find yourself in some guild? Are guilds working in your country?
I know there exist. I don't know if they're very active or anything. Not part of it, so I don't know. But I know they exist.
Well, I think I will just take the opportunity to say that all of us as creative has to try guilds that respectively that works in a department, either a film crew guild, there are guilds that should be catering for your need. And I think togetherness we are talking about is when we all come together and put our experiences together and see how best we can support our department. And so let's see how we can all and see how we can all support each other. Nathaniel, let me see you at our meetings. Grace, I know the next time I call you, you would have a guild in Kenya. If not, set one up yourself. If not, just set one up yourself or something. And Carina, it's been amazing talking to you guys. It's been lovely. I really, really appreciate your time and your efforts. You guys are busy, but you made time to do. God bless you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. All
Thank
right.
you.
So this is the curtains. Thank you, everyone who watched on Facebook. Thank you to everybody who supported and commented. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening. God bless you all. God bless the African cinema.
Bye.
Bye, Grace. Bye, Carina.
Bye.
Bye. We'll talk soon.
Okay.